Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the MC channel. I do apologize for not being there yesterday when Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals happened. A video will be coming out tomorrow, recapping the entirety of Game 3 pretty much. But today we're just going to focus on the Western Conference Finals Game 4 matchup. And I look like such an idiot right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I look like one of the biggest fools out there. And I'm I'm honestly getting to understand myself that I can't really overreact to a blowout situation from one team going into the next game. I can't say that this is a big concern how Minnesota adjusts because honestly, OKC's been doing this the entire playoffs. Like it's been their thing. I mean, look back in the Memphis Grizzlies series. I mean, they were down 29 points and came back that game. Even though Jaw got injured, they still came back down 29. They still made the adjustments in the second half. Look at the Denver series. I mean, responding from game three, big time in the altitude, responding big time in game seven after that game six loss. And then look at this game where it's pretty much a complete game from OKC, pretty much from beginning to end. And Minnesota, man, I mean, it's tough. It's a really tough L. The series is still not over. It's still not over. There have been multiple teams that came back down 3-1. There's been multiple teams that even forced the game 7 from being back down 3-1. So it's still not over. It's still not over. But honestly, it's really leading towards OKC to close out this series and go to the NBA Finals. And let's discuss this game because, man, honestly, let's start off with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander because for me, I've always grew up not being a fan of free throw merchants or the term free throw merchants. Like a guy that foul baits. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Um, like I've been a James Harden hater in his prime, and I still stand by that. Like I just don't find it enjoyable to see foul baiters play the game of basketball. I think it's disrespectful to the game of basketball, and I find it really annoying to watch that that's been allowed in the NBA. Like I hate it, but players are still taking advantage of it. So ultimately, you have to respect it. You have to respect that the players is able to be this effective at being a foul baiter, and it leads to winning championships. I mean, some of the greatest players of all time are foul baiters. Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or heck Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They're foul baiters, and it's been effective and it's leading to this right now. And as you can see in the term ethical hoopers, guys that do stay away from that free throw line, not as very impactful to lead into winning. AKA Carmelo Anthony's, aka the D'Angelo Russells. Those guys are not really that impactful. That those guys just don't want to get contact. Heck, Kyrie Irving, who is an NBA champion, can't be a number one option because he is super crafty. He's one of the greatest finishers in NBA history, but he also does not like getting the contact. There's a reason why he wants to finish a tough layup, even though it's super fun to watch. Does not really lead to impactful winning as a number one guy. Where you see guys like Shea, who is the league MVP, getting a lot of fouls, but it's effective. Heck, it's been effective. Guys like James Harden, super effective in his peak when he averages. And honestly, Shea, I don't mind it as much as Harden still. I'm not going to lie. Where James Harden, it's just the way he was getting his fouls really pissed me off. And again, there's a little bit of bias towards it. I was much younger, but I didn't really realize how impactful it is to leading to winning. And at the end of the day, the game of basketball is all about winning. It's not about showing off your talent. It's all about winning. Who can win the game? And as much as I don't like it, being a foul baiter is more effective to winning a game of basketball than it is to be just an ethical hooper. Like people like bringing up the Carmelo Anthony game where he made all 50 points on all jump shots. That's super impressive, but that's not a consistent style of winning. In my personal opinion, I think it's a super high variant style of winning. Like you can be super ethical, you can be super impressive at this stuff, but I won't pick you if I'm a GM of a team. I'm not gonna pick you because I think you're a super high variant player. And that playstyle of yours is super high variant. That's why I'd pick a guy that, A, I'll do anything to win a championship. And if I have to get a lot of free throws, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick that player over the ethical hooper. That's why I say Kevin Durant is one of the more overrated players in NBA history. I don't hate KD the person like people say they are. I'm a hater of him as a player because in terms of the all-time rankings, those I think he's on the bottom of that end of that era at that area because of his play style, even though it's super impressive. And he gets to the free throw line way more than Carmelo Anthony or like one of those kind of players. So like he's still super effective as a player. I mean, 2014 KD was impressive. But man, Minnesota. I mean, OKC just a really big bounce back game. SGA at 40 points, man, 40 points, 12 14 from the free throw line, 13 of 30. I mean, it's a still pretty high true shooting percentage. He had a near triple double, by the way. And the one thing I also wanted to ask about Shea is also that I've been wrong about him as a playmaker, where I come to the conclusion that he is a great playmaker. Where I used to say he's good, but not in the borderline all-time ranking, and he's still not in the all-time, but I think he still gets slept on as a playmaker, where we're discussing him as a scorer, which is understandable. I mean, he is one of the greatest scorers of all time, but him as a playmaker really needs to get discussed about more, and the way he's been able to make crucial plays down the clutch, super impressive. Yeah, he had 5 turnovers, but a lot of them came from at least just out of bounds calls or just at least just tripping over your defender, offensive foul calls, stuff like that, the things of that nature. So, but super impressive game from SGA as a whole. Jalen Williams, big bounce back game from him as well. I mean, he had a pretty alright game in game 3, but he's not shot the 3-ball well at all this series at all. He went 6 of 9 from 3. Made very crucial threes throughout the entire game. Really good game from him. 34 points. Honestly, I think J-Dub, in my personal opinion, I think he is tad. I mean a tad. I'm not trying to discredit him because of how he's playing this game, but like I'm just saying a tad bit overrated. But I'm not saying he's bad. I mean, he's still an all-star level player. He's still deserving his sort of all-NBA player, but I just think he's a tad bit overrated because when we compare him and Chet Holmgren, yeah, J-Dub might have the better scoring numbers, but I think Chet is just a more impactful player. And that leads me to this game where I feel like Chet's presence was there way more than J-Dub. I mean, yeah, he had less points, but honestly, really crucial points that he had in the third and fourth quarter. Big time blocks throughout the entire game, contesting shots. I mean, I think there's a one play with, I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the guy, but like Chet contested a layup and they call it a foul, but it really was not a foul. He just had his hands up. And Chet is one of the best defenders in the league. It's been showing that. And I think he's the second most important player on this team. And he's really showing his presence in this game that he is. You should not doubt him. I mean, as a player, I think he is really that guy. Like, he is an all-star level player for sure. 7 crucial rebounds as well. Really good game from Chet Holmgren as well. A really big game from the big 3 in OKC. And then there's Alex Caruso, who is such a fun player to watch. I mean, that's a guy that you want to have on your team if you're trying to win a championship. Having an Alex Caruso level type player, like where he can shoot the ball really well from 3, he can defend at a super high level, and he's just a great all-around player that can pretty much do every little thing out there. That's just a really good role player that deserves a lot of respect in the league. And the fact that they got him for Josh Giddey, I'm not saying Josh Giddey's a bad player. Josh Giddey has proven me wrong all season as well. But it's not this. He didn't do this. There's a reason why he got benched last year against the Dallas Mavericks, because he was just borderline unplayable, to where Alex Caruso is super playable and down the crunch where he just makes winning plays. That's what you want from your players. That's what you want from your role players. And Alex Caruso is one of the best role players out there for the league. Big time game from him, man. Big time game. Just a big time game for OKC as a whole, man. They had to bounce back, man. Minnesota, man. I mean, they could have won this game. They really had this game, and that's thanks to the role players. That's thanks to the role players. I mean, Jaden McDaniels was phenomenal. Phenomenal for his role, man. 22 points, 3 or 6 from 3. Made some crucial points. I mean, had the game. He brought the game to a 2-point game. Dante DiVincenzo, one of his best games, if not his best game throughout the entire playoffs. I mean, he looked like Knicks Dante DiVincenzo this game, where he, not just from his scoring wise, but his rebounding and his defensive impact there, where he felt like his presence was really there that game. Nickeil Alexander, man, he was really big time in this game, bro. Like, he was making some tough layups around that. He made some crucial threes. He was really, he had a really hot stretch from 3 as well, where he was just making really big plays. My problem with Minnesota is the reason why they lost this game. Number one, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. I mean, I am not surprised by Julius Randle, man. I'm really not surprised at all. Like, he's definitely a better player than what he's been in New York for sure. But he was just awful this game. He was really bad this game. Like, 5 points. He also had 5 turnovers. So just as many turnovers as points, man. And he was just not very good this game. He missed all 3 of his 3-pointers. He missed a free throw. He only made 1 field goal. Yes, they were defending him very, very well. But it's also that he was just missing easy looks that he made throughout the entire playoffs as well. Ant-Man was also not very good this game either. I mean, the first half was just awful for him. I'm not going to lie. It was really bad. I only had 2 points. But he was just not aggressive at all. Made some poor reads throughout the entire game. He was just not standing on the corner throughout the entire game. He didn't really bring the defensive intensity that he brought to the third game. And 5 turnovers as well. I know he finished with 16 points, but he was just really not that great throughout this game. Although he missed a lot of open looks from 3 that he usually normally makes. That's just the norm. That's just the norm of the situation. Shots don't fall. But it could have been a better game, man. I know Stephen A. Smith was out there in the broadcast saying, "Oh, you have to be. If you're Anthony Edwards, you have to do this. You cannot have 2 points." But you also got to say that OKC's defensive scheme, it's not just Anthony Edwards not being aggressive. It's also the defensive scheme of OKC, where I don't think the ESPN crew at all knows that OKC has the best net rating in NBA history and is one of the best defensive teams in NBA history. I don't think they're mentioning that at all. They're just saying that they won 68 games and they have the MVP, where it's like, yeah, that, and also they have the best net rating in NBA history. That's literally what the stats say. They have the highest net rating in NBA history, and they have one of the best defensive ratings in NBA history as well. Super impressive game from them, man. But yeah, the bench was big time for OKC. The stars were just outside of Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert made some pretty crucial plays throughout the entire game. So I know he did some plays where I'm just like, Rudy, what are you doing, bro? But also it's like he also made some crucial plays as well. But yeah, man. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate because I really want the series to be tied 2-2. Like, I really like seeing the head-to-head between SGA and Anthony Edwards. And even though OKC's just had their numbers the entire series, it's disappointing to see that one game Shea just completely disappears, the next game Ant completely disappears. It's just very disappointing to see that as a fan. But also, we should not be surprised as well, because OKC's been doing this the entire season. We should not be surprised at all. The only reason why that series against Denver went to 7 games was just from lack of experience in down the stretch. I mean, fouling up three situation and missing free throws. It's just that simplistic. Other than that, the games that they won, they pretty much completely dominated Denver, all those games. The series against Memphis, do I even need to say anything? Won a game by 50 points and came back down 29 points. This is nothing new for man. And I definitely overreacted, man. I said I was very concerned for OKC. And my concern is also still showing because Minnesota still, the role players completely stepped up this game. But also OKC I feel like they played the better game. And I feel like they still also kind of had the game in their hands, man. But I feel like they could have blew it in the end with the foul up 3 situation. But they executed that to perfection this game, man. I feel like they played that end stretch pretty well. Made their free throws, fouled in the right scenarios, and also made the right decisions when it comes to, making the first free throw, missing the second one, man. Big time play. I know there was the '06 stretch seconds and the fan caught the ball, which was just really funny. I'm not gonna lie, that the fan was doing anything to get his team to win the game. That was actually really funny. But even if they had '06 seconds left, whoever was the inbound player passed the ball and J Dub caught it. That's that end of the game. OKC's up 3-1 now. Now, whew, um, the broadcast team, man, the ESPN broadcast team. No, it's funny that I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. Mike Breen is vastly overrated as a broadcaster. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he is big when it's like down the clutch, making a clutch three. That's the only thing I can say. But ultimately, he is such a boring personality. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I found like the TNT games to be just better down the stretch, because it's like there's so much anticipation, with Kevin Harlan just getting so hyped up. But that's for another video. I'll discuss that when we do the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, man. And Doris Burke, I know people just bash on her because first of all, she's a woman. Like it's sad that the basketball discourse, the modern day NBA discourse, are just super misogynistic and sexist, man. It's sad because like if this was a male, if this was Mark Jackson or Jeff Van Gundy on the broadcast, they'll be glazing him and saying, "Oh, this is the funniest thing I ever heard." But since it's Doris Burke, people just hate, man. That being said, the whole SGA free throw merchant thing, when she kept saying that, first of all, I think that's really funny. Like, I felt like that was really funny when she kept mentioning that, because, like, first off, it pissed off a lot of fans. Second of all, the fact that we're getting an actual analyst to actually say that in the modern era is actually really funny and just really stupid as well. And also, like, she didn't really say that many bad points outside of that. But also, to mention this, the free throw merchant, I don't think that was the right thing to say at all. I really don't think it was the right thing to say. This is like, why? Like, why? You're just getting, like, why? Why say that? Like, why? Why just mention something from Twitter and just make it believable as your job? Like, why? Why, man? But, yeah, Richard Jefferson, I really, honestly, like, they kept whole mentioning about, oh, look, cousin to cousin, or just mention up, like, shut up, man. Like, we get it. Like, we get it that they're cousins. Can you mention something else that's critical to the game? Not just saying cousin to cousin. Like, we get it. Like, we get it. That's my problem with the ESPN broadcast. They don't really have anything else good to say other than just saying the same things over and over again. And there's no personality. That's why I'm like saying that. I really wish that the NBA did not just have this as the main finals broadcast team, because no disrespect to them at all. I think they're actually really good when they're at their best. But heck, I think they're even better than TNT at their best, that crew. But like at the same time, it's like I feel like TNT is also more consistent and just makes games in the clutch more anticipation. I mean, you could tell, I know people hate Reggie Miller, but Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan's dynamic and chemistry fits so much better than Mike Breen, Doris Burke, and Richard Jefferson. That's why I say, as much as people hate Reggie Miller, I don't have a problem with Reggie Miller being there, and I'm gonna miss him with Kevin Harlan, because their dynamic is, it's literally two peas in a pot. They fit so well because they're just drastically different personalities go at each other, and it just works so well. That's when the conference finals, when they added Stan Van Gundy to the cast, it's just like he was kind of misplaced. Like, I don't think he fits with that team because his analyzing is not bad. Like, it's actually pretty good. It just doesn't really fit well with two guys that bring so much energy to the game. Like, he just, I don't know, man. It just, I don't hate Stan Van Gundy. It's just, I don't know. But like the ESPN thing, it's like there's no personality. There's nothing going on. That's why I'm saying I really wish what they did with the NFL as well. Like, they switch up the Super Bowl broadcast, where it's like Fox one year, and then CBS one year, and then it's NBC this coming season, then it's ABC and ESPN next season, which I'm not looking for. I don't like ABC, ESPN. I think Monday Night Football actually kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I think I prefer Thursday Night Football over Monday Night Football, but that's just me, man. Hot take. But yeah, NBC's doing it this year. Speaking of NBC, it's coming into the league next year. I can't wait for that, man. As much as I'm going to miss the whole TNT aspect. I'm also glad they're also gone. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, some people have their but I can't wait for NBC. I feel like they're just fully like they love their sports. They really do love their sports. That can't be said the same thing for ABC and ESPN. I think they just like to market ads because no, it's a product and they like to market it because I mean they make so much money already, but like still they like to do that, man, over prioritizing a game of basketball. That's why I cannot wait for NBC next year, man. They really like that. They're adding Sunday night basketball next year. That's what they said. I mean, I know people say, "Oh, this is just copying the NFL." No, all sports do this kind of thing. I mean, baseball does it. I think NHL does it. Obviously, football does it. So why not get it for basketball? Why not get Sunday night basketball? Baseball already does it with ESPN. I don't know what the hell hockey does. And obviously NFL does it with NBC, but they're doing Sunday night basketball after the NFL season, which just makes sense because you're bringing over the same people that cover the NFL into the NBA. So which makes sense as a whole. But yeah, man. I know I discussed stuff that were not related to the game, but also the game was just, it was super frustrating because I really wanted Minnesota to win, but ultimately I kind of knew OKC was going to have the game the entire time. After what I saw, J-Dub start off really hot. I'm like, yeah, man. And Ant playing pretty bad in the first half. I'm like, yeah, I think OKC has this on their hands, but I really want to see what happens in the third and fourth quarter. Discuss what ultimately happens because they made a push. They definitely won the third quarter. I think Minnesota won the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but lost the first quarter big time. And OKC won. Like, outside of the first quarter, Minnesota lost the second quarter by only one, but they won the third and fourth quarter. Just the first quarter was not very great. Even though they scored their second most points, they allowed 37 points from OKC, and they allowed 38 points from the fourth quarter. Ultimately, they did score 41 points. But yeah, man. OKC one win away from the NBA Finals, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how OKC is able to just continuously find the right guys to lead to just being really damn good players. I mean, it's Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Now we have SGA. Even though SGA was drafted by the Hornets going to the Clippers, and then the trade from Paul George, they still traded for SGA, man. So they still kind of like had the rights to him. Then they got J-Dub and they got Chet. I mean, Chet, big time thing, but they also got J-Dub as a 12th pick. What? Like, it's crazy, man. It's so crazy. And the fact that they still have multiple first round picks. So they can get Giannis next season and then just keep their big three. Even though I feel like Milwaukee probably wants J-Dub. Like, you could still get Giannis and try to still keep those three there. Because Chet and J-Dub are on rookie contracts. So right now, I think OKC's potentially the favorite to win the championship. And I think they're probably going to win the championship now. What happens in the future, man? Because they have to pay J-Dub for sure. Because he's gonna get a supermax contract because he was all NBA he was all NBA and he was an all-star. They have to pay him. Then Chet might potentially be an all-star next year. You have to also potentially also pay him, man. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, they have to pay those guys because they're on rookie contracts right now. They won freaking 68 games. It's gonna be really impressive. Are they gonna take pay cuts? Because I mean, the thing about OKC is that they're a very small market team. Like, marketing wise, it's interesting. It's super interesting for them. But this might be a dynasty in the making. Now, I still think dynasties are kind of dead still in the NBA still because of the fact that the league is so talented. But OKC's been dominant for 2 years. Like, they showcase that they're dominant. It's just the first year they're just inexperienced. That was the first year together, but they still got the number one seed. Now it's like they had a whole year together as well. They improved their core. And it's like they got better. And now they're just showcased they're one of the best defensive teams in NBA history and they're the best net rating in NBA history. And those guys are still on rookie contracts. Really impressive. I mean, the Warriors dynasty, Steph, Clay, and Draymond were not on rookie contracts when they started winning the championships. This is a different thing, man. This is different. But, yeah, man. OKC, big time game from them. And they might win the championship. Who knows? I could be wrong in like a few days and say, oh, Minnesota came back down 3-1. But I honestly highly doubt it. I think OKC is gonna close it out probably in Game 5, man. But we'll see what happens. I apologize for getting not having this as a live stream, but honestly, like, I don't know what's with OBS. OBS is just not really working right now. So I don't know, man. I'll just continue to do what I'm doing and just record videos. But yeah, big time game from OKC. Big time game. They continue to show. They continue to prove me wrong in little aspects because I said, who's gonna step outside of Shea when Shea has a bad game? And yeah, game 3 was bad, but that was also just one game in the series. I mean, they still won the first 2 games. But a big time bounce back game from the big 3. And even though Shea was Shea, J-Dub and Chet, I talked trash about them last game. They played phenomenal this game. They played absolutely phenomenal this game. And I know people don't like this team. Like, people don't really like it when young teams exceed expectations. It's probably the first year, and then they go into next year just being a really good team, and people just bash on them. That's just been the norm of the modern NBA days. The people just hated on the Indiana Pacers out of nowhere. Now they're hating on OKC. I see people say that OKC Indiana Pacers finals is gonna be on like Tubi or something like that. We're just like, first of all, no. Second of all, it's good basketball because it's the number 1 offense in the league going against the number 1 defense in the league. So shut the fuck up. It's not like, and everything doesn't have to be about aura, whatever you like, whatever you personally like. I mean, your biases is getting the best of you. I see people say, "Oh, I can't believe Chet might get a ring." I mean, what did he do? What did he do? He's just playing his role. He didn't. I don't think Chet has said anything bad. He said the right things off the court. He's playing basketball. He's not doing anything problematic. It's not like he's that. People just hate for no reason. Same thing with like Tyrese Halliburton. Like, what has Tyrese done off the court that's problematic? Absolutely nothing. He's never been suspended. He barely gets fined. He barely gets technical fouls. I mean, players obviously get technical fouls, but he's not doing anything problematic. He's just playing basketball and doing all things off the court. People just like to hate on him because people like hating for no reason. That's just, people are just desperate and bored, and we need to allow people that were born in my era or older or younger need to accept that this is a new era of basketball. We're not stuck in the 2010s. I'm sorry. I really wish that LeBron or Steph or KD can get a champion. I don't really care about KD, to be honest, but I'm sorry that LeBron and Steph can't win a ring anymore. But at the same time, we need to accept that this is a new era and that OKC is here to stay. I mean, Indiana is here to stay. Those guys are championship contenders, man. And can't just hate because they're not the players that we fell in love with back in our day. Nostalgia needs to stop getting the best of us. That's all I'm going to say, man. Nostalgia needs to stop getting the best of us. I personally heard my brother one time say that James Harden has a better offensive season than Nikola Jokic and SGA, which eras, you can't really compare eras. That's a different kind of era. You know, it's very limited. Like, it's very similar in terms of era, but also it's like, no. First of all, no. Second of all, I think SGA has just proven to be, he already has the statistical stats to have a Michael Jordan-like season. And Jokic obviously has the higher playmaking end on his air and the gravity that he has, and one of the touches he has. I see people say that Paul George is better than Jason Tatum, which is just crazy to say. I see people say that, you know, these certain players in the 2000s hate on Tyrese Halliburton or Jason Tatum for some reason. I mean, like, falling for nostalgia is crazy, man. Like how we hate on, like how the haters in the 90s hate on the 2000s. I mean, the 2010 eras. Like the Jordan era fans hate on the LeBron era. It's like the LeBron era fans are hating on the modern day era. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy cycle. It's a crazy cycle going on because their biases are getting the best of them, because it's kind of hypocritical to call out Jordan fans for hating on you guys, but then you guys hate on the newer era. Vice versa, you know? It's as simple as that. But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow though. Easter Conference Finals coverage tomorrow.